Hey guys, welcome back to another video with me, Ivana. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the 7 steps that I am currently taking to prepare for going back to college at 32. So if you're watching this, I'm pretty sure that you yourself are trying to figure out whether or not school is something that you want to do, especially as a non-traditional student. And I'm going to just share with you guys why I've decided to go back to school, and then from there take you guys on the steps that I'm doing to prepare. My reasons for going back to school are kind of non-traditional. I was in a very long-term relationship. I was married. After he finished school, life kind of changed for both of us. It kind of pushed me in a place where I didn't realize that I hadn't really been accomplishing anything while he was pursuing something for himself. And I saw all the doors that were opening for him. He was getting more money. He was getting more options for work. This is something that maybe we don't like to talk about, but in order to survive life in general, to get anything, you need money. And right now I'm working in a call center because that is the only experience that I currently have. And in order to change and start making more money, I need to have some sort of background. I absolutely love YouTube, and I really hope that one day YouTube becomes my full-time career. So I'd be setting myself back if I only counted on one thing, and that's for my YouTube channel to grow, point that it would sustain my life. In the meantime, before that time happens, and I'm only saying this because this month my channel made $9 and I'm like super excited because I've never made that much money in a month. And I'm like, yay, it's starting to grow. So the reason I decided to go back to school was honestly just watching someone else see what opportunities were open to them and knowing that I'm capable of doing it. So why not? Yes, it's all about having more options. A degree opens more doors. It gives me more opportunities for different jobs, and the more options you have, the better your life can really be. Let me know in the comments down below what is your reason for going back to school, whether you are a non-traditional student or if you just graduated from high school and are made the decision to go to college. So step 1 is research and planning. When you're making such a huge decision, it's definitely something that you need to prepare for. You need to ask yourself, what school are you planning on going to? Are you going to be taking traditional classes, or are you going to try to do online classes? For me, it was a little different because I was a sophomore, or the end of my sophomore year, when I dropped out at Rutgers University. So what I ended up doing was just contacting my university and asking them first if my credits are still available, because it had been about 7-8 years since I was in school. So I didn't know if those credits stay available, or do they like expire after a certain amount of time. And I was very lucky because they said that those credits never expire. Even gave me options for different options for coming back, whether I wanted to be a part-time student or a full-time student. My journey is a little different because I'm not starting over again. I'm not starting as a freshman. I'm starting as a junior. I have 2 years left of school, and that definitely did motivate me to go back, because I'm like, in 2 years I could either have a degree or continue working in a call center and have nothing to show for it at the end of those 2 years anyway. Planning on going back to school, definite things that I would tell you to do is research what schools you are looking for. Think about how much it's going to cost. What are the options that you have for making those payments? For me, I qualified for financial aid and student loans, which is something that I had to really think about. Do I really want to get into more debt? It's a decision that I made where it's like, I cannot keep working in call centers. There's no growth there. And even if I did want to grow into being a manager or anything like that in a call center, I would need to have a degree. So it would be stuck at just being on the phones, and that's not something that I wanted to continue to do. Now let's move on to step 2, financial preparation. Coming back to school as a non-traditional student, you really have to take into consideration that your finances are going to be very, very strict. If you're doing the traditional route and you're going to classes, that kind of limits the jobs that you are able to do. Something that I am considering, and I'm still on the fence about, I've been talking to my therapist about it, is kind of what options I currently have. I'm thinking right now, what I'm thinking of doing is commuting to school, but I've had several people in my life let me know that that may not be the best option, that the best option financially would be to live off campus near the university and then find another job within the school. And it's kind of something that I'm considering. I'm just a little scared, but it's these type of things you have to think about. If you're going back to school and you're going to be doing a traditional school, you may want to consider living off campus on near the university. You want to think about making a budget, setting a budget for yourself on what you will and will not be able to spend while you are pursuing your education. You know, they don't lie when they say ramen noodles is what like students are eating. Like, you're gonna be on a strict budget. Also, think about how you're going to pay for college. For me, for the first semester, I'm focusing on getting financial aid and student loans. But after this semester, because I want to get my GPA up, after the semester, I'm going to be applying like crazy to different scholarships for people of color, Hispanic women, women in general. So much money out there for students. Really just have to look for it. But a lot of the times they do ask for you to have a GPA of like 3.0 or higher so that I can qualify for scholarships. Definitely think about these options of how you're going to be paying for school. Step 3, balancing school and work. As a non-traditional student, you're most likely going to be working full-time. You may not be able to have your parents pay for things, so you're going to be juggling school and work. One of the main things that I'm currently using to prepare myself for this is called time blocking, where I'm using my Google Calendar and just putting there what are the times that I'm going to be doing schoolwork, when I'm going to be studying, and then the rest of the time turn off my brain and just work. It's definitely something that you need to think about. And I'm also learning how to use Notion so that I can keep everything organized and it could increase my productivity. So step 4 is setting realistic goals. As a student, one of my top goals is I want to get straight A's and be on the dean's list. And one of the main reasons that I have that goal is because I want to qualify for as many scholarships as possible, so that's less student loans that I have to take out. One of the ways that I am setting these goals to be realistic and achievable is with time blocking. I'm going to have specific days and specific times when it is that I'm going to be studying for every particular class, and at the end of each week have just a day where I am relaxing, not thinking about school, but I do have another day that's going to be focused on just where I'm at. Am I up to date with all of my studying? So number 5 is building a support system. Lord. I feel like even if you're not going back to school, have a support system. Life is tough. My way of building a support system has always been my family and my friends. And now I have a support system from my therapist and my doctors, my primary doctor, financial advisor at the credit union that I'm a part of. You really do need to have a strong support system for every aspect of your life. The things that I feel that I am lacking in my support system is I need a mentor, which for me it would be my advisor for HR, to just kind of help me navigate what courses I need to be taking, what courses I don't need to be taking, and then of course other students who are going through the same thing you're going through. So when you first start school, be the person that asks the other another group of people for their phone numbers, so that in case, you know, you're absent, or just if you're struggling in that class and you have the phone numbers of someone, you can reach out to them. Step 6 is refreshing your academic skills. You have been out of school for a very, very long time. I know I have. I've been out of school for 7 years. One of the first things that I started doing was going on YouTube and TikTok of advice on how to study. There's so many videos out there from college students who are currently in college who will show you the different ways that they study and the different methods on how they take notes, on how they study, on all the different apps that there are now for like things like Quizlet. I had no idea about that. It's like a flashcards or whatever. You make your own flashcards, but they're digital. You have to remember that you haven't been in school, and learning has its own challenges. So before school starts, start learning how to learn. I know that this sounds very ridiculous, but that is what I've been doing. I've been learning how to learn by looking up videos on how to study, the different study methods, the different apps or anything that help college students. Right now, I'm actually using SKILLSHARE to learn how to use Notion. SKILLSHARE is giving me 7 days free, so I've been bombarding myself with videos for SKILLSHARE. And finally, number 7 is embracing the journey. This is going to be a very long 2 years for me, but the excitement of school will eventually wear off once I'm like there. This journey is going to come with so many ups and downs, so many insecurities. Like for me, my age is an insecurity. I'm so scared to be going back to school. Honestly, I don't know what to expect. And I have a lot of insecurities about, you know, whether I will be able to make friends and whether I'll be able to find like-minded people and people of my age that are going through the same non-traditional routes that I'm going through. So it's a lot. It's a lot of change. Embracing the fact that at the end of these 2 years, like I'll have a degree. I'll have 2 years could be like the best years of my life, where I meet new people, embrace all this change, all this positive change that's coming to my life. And it's just kind of like, ride the journey. Don't be so afraid. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel. It is the best way to support my channel. And before we go, I just want to do a little plug-in. I do have an Etsy shop where I sell budget wallets and keychains that say life is not short, save money. And I would definitely appreciate if you guys support me on my Etsy shop. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.